Toastmaster, friends, welcome guests, and our speaker, Cedric. I have to start by commenting on the choice of title. I found it enticing. It engaged me and I immediately wanted to know more about the topic. You then started with a question to the audience, and several people answered the question regarding the picture of the aeroplane. That drew us in even more. It engaged us. Some people might have thought that you were going to talk about becoming a pilot, but in fact you weren't, and you drew us immediately into the importance of the aircraft and the way it was fitted out for something that is really important for all of us across the country in terms of mitigating damage from landslide or anything else. Now, here comes a point which I thought you could probably improve on. And I think maybe today it was a bit difficult because you didn't have a zapper. Between each slide, I would have a blank slide so that you talk about that slide and you talk to your audience, and then you don't distract yourself with what's behind you. Because there were a few instances when you were standing here and you would turn back to look at the screen. Now, there is a way that we could overcome that, is if we had a teleprompt in front for when people need to use the PowerPoint projector. Wouldn't have helped you today because we didn't have one. The next point that I would suggest is important, and this is for all our speakers, is use your voice to its full extent. For a tall gentleman, you're actually quite softly spoken. And I felt there were times when I really would have liked to hear more emphasis on certain words. For example, when you were describing a half-meter landslide, and you would compare it to a 50-meter landslide, the contrast between the two could be better exemplified through the use of the voice. I like the fact that you stood here to the side so that there were no distractions to the audience looking at the pictures. I also like the fact that you seemed very relaxed on stage. And yet, occasionally beforehand, I got the feeling that you would be nervous, but you weren't once you were up here. And really enjoyed that. You had some beautiful choice of vocabulary, mitigate, some others that I've made note of to discuss with you. There are moments in that speech where I felt I was on the plane with you. I love the way that you had the big picture and then it zoomed into something that gave us more insight into what you were doing. In terms of the structure of the speech, it was really well organized. So to sum up, just work a bit more on the vocal variety and perhaps use in-between slides. Great audience integration. Thank you.